going on, everyone? It's Mike back again. This is your Everton v Brighton match preview. I've got John with me, as unfortunately always. How are you, John?
Smashing it, mate. It's great waking up, isn't it? When Everton have won, we're just so confident, aren't we? And such a different feeling from last season. It just gives you that extra spring in your step, knowing we're the best team in the world. We're going to win the Premier League. We're going to win the Champions League next season. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's interesting, and interesting news coming out of Everton today. We all knew it sort of last night, and I kind of put two and two together last week, and I think, to be fair, you've been saying it for a while now, but Moise Kean looks like he's leaving Everton, going back to Juventus. What's your take on that, mate?
Yeah, I've just seen something before on Twitter, why quite a reliable source saying, looks like Juventus are going to reimburse Everton the transfer fee that we paid out on Moise Kean, and Milik could be coming the other way. Going to be honest with you, I don't know much about Milik, but from reports I've seen and what people have said on Twitter, he is a decent player. Now, obviously, if Moise Kean goes, leaves a massive gap, because I don't think Tosin's going to get much of a look in now he's back in training. That leaves us with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, and we've all seen injuries can happen. We don't know what's going to happen with Richarlison on Saturday. So that basically leaves Dominic Calvert-Lewin as the only preferred striker. So if Moise Kean goes before Saturday, we can get Milik in before Monday, or, you know, if both of them go down to the transfer deadline day, it will leave a gap if Moise Kean goes back. So we will have to bring someone in. It looks like that man is Milik.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Milik does. Obviously, he was at Napoli with Ancelotti. I don't think they got on that well, so I'm a bit surprised by this. Also, if it's going to be the 25 to 29 million pound that we paid for Moise Kean, it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens with Milik, because, in my humble opinion, I think I'd rather go for Zaha. What the fuck is this dog doing?
We might get the two of them. You never know. I mean,
imagine.
Yeah, can you imagine? You know, we'd be absolutely fantastic going forward, even better than what we are now. If I had my choice, it'd be Zaha over Milik, but the Zaha rumours have gone quiet again. I think they've burnt themselves out unless they resurface in the next couple of days. There was something last night on Twitter by the Premier League transfer Twitter site that Everton have put a £30 million bid in for Zaha. He knows the Premier League. Obviously, Milik doesn't. If I had the choice, it would be Zaha for me. But the rumours that are coming out now, it looks like it could be Milik. So watch this space before Monday, I'd say, folks.
Agreed. And obviously, we've got the watch on Monday, 6 till 11, to bring you all the latest news coming from the Premier League live on the Blue Boys Network channel. Right, we get on to Brighton then, John. Interesting. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with Richarlison unless you do. We don't know what's going on with Alan unless you do. I haven't checked. At this moment in time, I'm certainly not worried. I think Everton are good enough to beat Brighton without both of those players. More worried about the derby, but from sort of the context of what Ancelotti said, makes me think, yeah, they're not too bad. So what are you expecting? What do you want?
I did throw something at you before about it's wrong if they've done it, but did Richarlison and Allen feign injury to not go away on national team? You know, I don't know where they've got to travel to play for Brazil. It's just funny that they both play for the same international team. So that could be a reason. I don't know. I'd like to think players wouldn't do that. You should be proud to play for your country, Michael. But as you say there, what Ancelotti said doesn't sound too bad. So, you know, if they're not fully up to it, if they are injured Saturday, then save them for the derby. Because as you say, you know, the players who can come in, Delph, Sigurdsson, Gordon, them players coming in with the players who, you know, have been playing the first couple of Premier League games, no doubt in my mind, should be good enough to beat Brighton easy, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go through my starting team just to get it out of the way. Pickford in goal, Luca Dean at left back, Keane, Mina, Coleman at right back. Obviously, depending on fitness, it's very difficult to say whether Alan will be in that team. I'm going with the fact that he won't. So Alan just based on potentially being injured, isn't in my team. I go Gomez. I can't quite believe I'm about to say this. Delph. Decore and James Rodriguez. And I go again, I'm rolling Richarlison out. So because I just don't know. And I'm going with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I'm going, I can't believe I'm doing this either. I'm going Iwobi.
No,
now look, right, there is nothing I would want more than him to say, right, I tell you what, Niels and nkounkou, you can go and play in that Richarlison role, because I think he's more than capable of doing it, but he won't do that. And a lot of people on here will say, Mike, if that was to happen, you're off your fucking head. This is a kid that's got raw ability to beat a man. I mentioned it on the stream last night that I rate him, and I think he could. I think he could be really dangerous playing further up the park. But he won't do it. He'll go with proven Iwobi. Well, I say proven, fucking unproven Iwobi or Bernard. He'll go with one of them, and we will. That is my team.
Well, they're enough the same, but there's a couple of players who I don't put in because I think they're shit. So I go 4-4-1-1. So I go with Pickford, Dean, Keane, Mina, and Coleman. If Richarlison doesn't make it, I throw Gordon in there on the left.
The only reason I haven't threw Gordon in, just so you know, is because I think he's ill. Hello?
Well, if he's ill, then I play Bernard before Iwobi. But obviously, my first choice, if Richarlison doesn't make it, would be Gordon. If Alan doesn't make it, I'm putting Delph in as well in the middle with Decore, and I'm putting Hammers on the right of them. I'm going to put Gomez just in front of them.
Yeah.
And Dominic Lewandowski up front on his own. So listen, whichever way you want to look at it, whether Iwobi comes in, whether Gordon comes in, if Delph comes in, listen, it's still strong enough to beat a Brighton team who've only won once this season. They are 12th in the league. You know, they give United a good game last week. But listen, United aren't playing that well. So I did expect a performance like that from Derby against Man United. But I wanted to talk a bit about Sigurdsson, to be fair, in this.
Okay.
I haven't put him in, obviously, because I've just said my team. But don't think he's done anything wrong this season, Sigurdsson. You know, he's come in when he's had to. I think he looks a better player. He's really, I wouldn't say he's impressed me, but he's improved, hasn't he? You know, he's put a better shift in. He's stopped the point, and now he's wanting the ball. I don't know whether that's because he's had to kick up the arse from the players who've come in. They want his place. Obviously, they've got his place at the minute. But everyone seems to have stepped up, Michael. So to me, in my opinion, it doesn't matter who comes in on Saturday. I still think with the confidence that's running through the players, the way we're playing, every player knows his job. We're scoring goals for fun. Yet the defence still does worry me. You know, it does worry me. It looks like we will get a centre-half in, whoever that is, before Monday. But with that team I've said, with the team you've said, you know, that is bearing in mind if these injured players don't make it. Now, if these injured players do make it, then we're at full strength, basically. You know, it's the same team that have won 2 Premier League games out of 2. Well, sorry, 3 out of 3. I'm going for a 2-0 win. I think it could be more. What worries me out of the Brighton team is Lamptey on the right-hand side. We have to watch him. He's a very, very good player. You know, we've got to stop him getting behind the defence, you know, because you've got Adam Connolly who scored a few. You've got Maupai who scores consistently. Do you know what I mean? Maupai is a half-decent player. If we can stop the service to them two and Maupai running in the back post with Lamptey running in, that's their only danger men for me. But we have got to mark Lamptey. And I think, listen, we are going to be too strong for Brighton. I think the class will show on Saturday. I think we're miles ahead of a Brighton team, you know, who, in my opinion, are going to struggle this season.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I do slightly disagree with your assessment. Not in terms of the players, and actually more in terms of Brighton. I think Brighton have started this season okay. They give Man United a good game the other week. finished 3-2. There was a penalty after the final whistle, which was an absolute shambles. You know, they would have got a 2-2 draw out of that. Never say die. You know, they were leading that game. They got done by them last night in the Carabao Cup, fair enough. They've got dangerous players. Trossard started really well for them. Lamperty, yeah, you weekly say that. Bayern Munich are interested in him. Now, I don't know how desperate Brighton are. Obviously, he's a fantastic young player. He really is. Would you risk him if you've got a £30 million move to Bayern?
I think it's a big move for the kid.
I don't think he should go. But by the way, I think he should stay. I think he should learn his trade in the Premier League another couple of years. And if he gets his big move, then fair dues. I mean, he's not going to be short of money, is it? You know, no Premier League player is going to be short of money. So I think we might see an interesting Brighton side, a little bit of transition, a team that don't necessarily know their final team yet. Potter's done a good job there. He's got them playing good, attractive football. You mentioned Malpay, which is, you know, he's a finisher. He's a goal scorer. He's a finisher. You know, he's on the penalties as well, which, you know, have been interesting this season, to say the least. Hearing in the car that the referees are going to take a little bit of a different decision when it comes to penalties from this weekend. So that could be interesting as well, bearing in mind we had a penalty last week against Palace for, you know, some people agree with it, some people disagree with it, but the rules are the rules. But that wouldn't be given this week. So it's quite interesting to see how Everton are going to really go into this game and break a Brighton side down. I don't think many people know how they're going to play, because I don't think Brighton know. I think they're constructively. They've got good players all over the park, Brighton, but they've got this stigma that they're going to struggle. I think Brighton will have a decent season this season now, the way that they've started. I think they can hurt us. I think they can hurt us on the break.
I think obviously my heart's ruling my head, you know, and the way Everton have started, Michael, listen, it'll be a fantastic result for Brighton if they get a draw at Goodison Park, the way Everton have started.
Oh, they won't get a result. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, Jesus Christ, no. Don't start sitting here and thinking I'm saying Brighton are going to get a result. There's not a fucking chance. But what I'm saying is, it is going to be a tough game. I actually think, you know, we played West Ham last night, and fair play to them, for 75 minutes, they give us a tough game. I think Brighton are better than West Ham.
Yeah, nine times out of 10, you know, you do get a tough game from a Premier League side. It doesn't matter who you're playing. They're in the Premier League for a reason, aren't they? But I just think with the confidence that's going through the Everton team, even the players who have had to come in and step in for the injured players or come on as substitutes, they're performing, Michael, you know, and I just think, we are going to be too strong for Brighton. I think with the players we've got, listen, I've seen a few video clips before of James. I absolutely love watching him on the ball. He just glides around and he makes space for himself. Some of the passes he does, you know.
Imagine watching him live.
I know. It's going to be fantastic when we're back at Goodison. I can't wait, you know. And yeah, it is just a shame that we've got players like this now. We can't actually sit there and watch them live. But listen, it is what it is. But we're privileged to have players like this now, Michael. And who would have thought this 6 months, 12 months ago? You know what I mean? So it's a different Everton team. It's a different mentality. It's a different setup. Carlo Ancelotti's got the players that he wanted in now. Yeah, obviously he wants more, but he's starting to get his own team now. He's starting to get his own ideas across, because these are the players who he wanted in. It was, I think last season he probably took the players that he had at his disposal. He probably took his ideas to them as much as he could. He couldn't get anything else into them players last season.
You do that again? Now, you've had your hands closer to your face.
Brilliant. Yeah, I just think now he's got his, you know, he's got his own signings in, and I just think now he can get his ideas across to these players, you know. And listen, there's no doubt about it that these players have settled into Everton really, really well, and it can take players, especially the likes of James Rodriguez, it's quite a while to settle into a league like the Premier League, but he's took to it like a duck to water. And I've said this before. Yeah, Toure knows it. Toure's been phenomenal. Doesn't seem to get a mention much, Toure, does it? Because there's that much glamour around James. But listen, he's certainly impressed me. Toure, Alan has come in. He was a workhorse last night, Alan. I thought he put a great shift in last night, Alan. You know, he was tackling back. There was one where he slid in, won the ball as he was sliding, got up and brought the ball away. That's what we want to see. It's a fighting mentality now. We've got the Flair players.
He's class.
He is class. You know,
Class.
but we've got Flair players to mix with that now, Michael. You know what I mean? But Richarlison, yeah, he's scoring goals. Richarlison's not playing brilliantly well. He's not, you know, he's not making us go, fucking hell, Richarlison was absolutely awesome in this game. But for his work rate, last night he was tackling back, putting the balls out for throwing near our own corner flag. That's what you want to see from your attacking players as well, Michael. They're mixing the flair with the fight. Leave the flair to James and leave the fight to the other players. And I'm telling you now, it's a very, very exciting time. And again, as soon as the final whistle went last night, you're looking forward to the next game already. You know, going back to the last night's game, I know it's a preview for Brighton, but that's a game, you know, West Ham scored last night straight after half time. And we said this on the watch along last season. We're struggling with games like that. You know, we weren't finishing teams off. We scored 20 goals now in 6 games and conceded 6. We're flying, you know, and no team is going to want to play us, whether it's at Goodison, whether it's away. You know, teams last season look forward to playing Everton before Ancelotti come in because, you know, we were easy bait for them. But now, I'm telling you now, every Premier League team will worry when they've got to play Everton. And this is it now. You know, we're seeing shoots now of a new Everton, new mentality. You know, and it is exciting. You know, it's absolutely fantastic at the minute.
I think it's incredibly positive that December we were all down and out. We were, as fans, we were all out. You know, Marco Silva, close to bottom of the league, or you know, down there. Mashiri's appointment of Ferguson was phenomenal. It really was clever. That give us the building blocks for Ancelotti. And there's an image of Ancelotti, first game against Chelsea. He stands there in the stand. He's not the manager. He's currently watching his new team under Duncan Ferguson, and the picture of him goes, wow. From that moment, as an Everton fan, I can equally say, wow, because we've gone and bought talent for not huge sums of money. You know, we've not gone and done £27 million on Cenk Tosun. We've not gone and spent £35 million on Iwobi. We've gone and bought proven, quality, experienced, top players. And Everton Football Club are a completely different team.
9 months ago, you say there, December, we were down and out, you know, coming up to 10 months. And who would have thought 9 months on, we're unbeaten in 6 games, got the top scorer probably in Europe, you know?
Yeah.
One of the best managers in the world. The red shite heads are falling off. You know, it's an absolute great time to be a Blue. And it's just such a different feeling. I remember that Norwich game, me and you were sitting there in the stands and we were just looking at each other. You know, it was just a fucking shambles. And then I'll tell you,
you're famous from that game. I mean, Jesus Christ, they all know your voice.
But the thing is, though, even it was a great appointment by Ancelotti and by the board to keep Duncan at the club.
Yeah.
That was a great bit of business as well, to keep Duncan there. And there's no doubt in my mind, in the future, Duncan Ferguson will manage our football club, because what better teacher does he need in Ancelotti? And you've got the same with Arteta at Arsenal now. You know, he was under Guardiola. There's going to be some good managers coming through when the likes of Guardiola leaves and Ancelotti leaves. You've got the likes of Duncan coming through, who's proved he can do it, you know, and obviously Arteta's proven it now. So it's exciting times for the Premier League. It's exciting times for Everton as well.
Yeah. Final thing then, John. Score prediction?
2-0.
I go 3-1.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Yeah, they could possibly score. I think I'm getting too confident at the minute, Michael. But listen, this is what Everton do to you. There's no in the middle where Everton is. They're either fucking down and out, or, you know, you're shouting it off the rooftops that you support the best team in the world. So there's no in between with Everton, but I'd rather take this, what we're feeling now.
Exactly. John, going to leave it there. Thank you ever so much. And guys, make sure you join us for the watch along. There will also be a watch along on Monday. Make sure you get on that, because that's going to be really entertaining. We promise. And guys, I'll see you soon. Peace.
Cheers, people.